Hi folks, welcome to Smart at Home, lesson number 1, introductions. It's all about getting to know more about the course and getting to know more about you. Before we get started, Black Lives Matter. Okay, let us begin. The agenda for today is we're simply going to go over class expectations. We're going to fill in our first check-in question. We'll do a little bit of grounding, and by grounding, we mean what is the purpose of this course? What do we want y'all to get out of this course by the end of the summer? Next, we'll talk about friendly numbers, so we'll get into doing a little bit of math. We'll just start breaking numbers down to make them easier to work with. And then lastly, we'll talk about next steps for you. What will the independent work look like? What will office hours look like? What will homework look like? So we'll give you a preview into all of that. So the prompt for the check-in question is, how does math make you feel? And I want y'all to take 2 or 3 minutes to open up the Miro board link. And when you open up the Miro board link, you will see that to the left, there are a bunch of pictures, and to the right, there will be, a square or rectangle with your name in it. So all you have to do, all we're asking is that you take a photo from the left and drag it to the right. I'm gonna wait for this to load and go ahead and show y'all. Okay, welcome back. The board loaded. So there's a bunch of pictures over here to the left. For me, I think that this picture, let me see if I can get it to drag. This picture for me describes how math makes me feel the most, so I'm going to pick this one. Okay, go ahead and take a moment, pause this video, and do that now. Welcome back. I am looking forward to seeing how everybody's coming into the math class feeling. So next we're going to go ahead and go over the academic expectations. We want y'all to be ready to learn, so please come to the space with all the supplies that you will need. Make sure that you have water and snacks. And of course, if you need to, get up, take a break, and go use the bathroom. But we want you to try to find and prepare a space where you can focus and try to get as much work done as possible. There will be pre-recorded videos like the one you're watching now. After pre-recorded videos, you'll go ahead and do some independent work. After independent work, you'll have office hours with your teacher, so you'll be meeting your teacher for the first time today. And then when office hours are over, you will have some homework that you are accountable for. Zoom expectations. I think y'all went over this before, so I'm just going to be very brief. During that office hours portion, when you're meeting with your teacher, y'all will be using Zoom. So make sure that you have your video camera on if you are able. Make sure you go ahead and mute yourself when you come into the room. Stay on task and keep other tabs closed, other things closed. Chat to the group or directly to the teacher or advisor. Feel free to put on backgrounds or keep no background. However, whatever you decide to do, try to keep it consistent for that day or keep it the same. You're free to eat food and snacks. And lastly, make sure you ask for what you need. Raise your hand, ask us to go slower or faster, or tell us when you need to take a break. Just communicate and do what you need to do. So now we're going to do a little bit of grounding work. So what's the purpose of this workshop? We want to help y'all prevent summer learning loss. We're all very, very, very aware that at the end of the school year, a lot of the instruction was rushed, and we want to make sure that y'all learned your foundational skills, those basic skills that you will need to be successful next school year. So under the objectives, it talks about the things we're going to focus on. We are going to focus on making sure that we can manipulate numbers comfortably using addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And we're also going to be adding and subtracting fractions. which is a skill that you will build and build and build until the end of your math career. Lastly, we want you to actually enjoy math, and we want you to enjoy it so much that you could see yourself being a famous mathematician or something like that. So who is this? This is Benjamin Banneker, 1731 through 1806. He was a mathematician, most famously known for being an astronomer and a civil rights leader. Because of the time that he was born, he could not go to college. He was not allowed to attend public schools, so he had to teach himself. He had to teach himself how to read and write and study, which is something a lot of people at the time did not have the right to do. He was so smart that he made an almanac series, which is basically just a book of facts, and his journals actually ended up influencing the Declaration of Independence. And if y'all recall, the Declaration of Independence was the United States saying that it wanted to be free from Britain. And they said in the Declaration, we the people, oh gosh, how does this go? Let me look it up. Okay. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So even though he influenced these texts, he actually didn't benefit from them. Black people at the time were not given the right to pursue life, liberty, or the pursuit of happiness. I wanted to highlight another famous mathematician, Katherine Johnson, 1918 through 2020. She passed in February. She was a famous NASA mathematician, so she helped astronauts with her hand-done calculations. She sent some of the first people into space. She's also the icon that's highlighted in the Hollywood movie Hidden Figures. Okay, let's move on to talking about numbers, friendly numbers. It's just the idea that numbers are fluid. We can break them apart and manipulate them in order to make it easier to work with them. And some numbers are easier to work with than others. I think 9s are hard to work with, but I think 5s and 2s are easier to work with. When working with a challenging problem, it becomes a lot easier if we break down the numbers in something that's easier to work with. So let's take a more obvious example, 10. In what different ways can we break down 10 so that it still represents the same thing? So we can just write it numerically as itself. 5 plus 5, that's another way that you can write 10 or represent 10. 1 plus 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 1. I think I said that 10 times. That's another way you can actually just visually represent 10. 5 times 2, so previously we're doing addition, now we're looking at multiplication. And 1 times 10 are all ways to represent the same number. And if you're a little bit familiar with this, you can see 5 is here twice. That's the same thing as 5 times 2. And 1 being shown 10 times is the same thing as 1 times 10. All right, so let's look at some numbers that are a little bit bigger or more complicated. And we want to break them down to make them easier to work with. 50, you can break that down into 2 even slices, 25 and 25. You can break it into uneven slices, 20, 20, and 10. Again, 5 times 10, so we're bringing multiplication into it. And then 50 plus 0 is another way that you can visually represent 50. Over here on the right, we have 725. I went straight into multiplication with this one. I knew that this number could be divided by 5, and so from there I was able to figure out that 25 times 21 equals 725. But my personal favorite method is to break things down by place number. You don't have to become super familiar with this technique because we'll be using it in the next lesson. But in essence, in the ones place is a 5 here, so I've added 5. In the tens place is a 2, so I've added 20. And in the hundreds place is a 7, so I've added 700. It's actually the same method that's used over here, 50 plus 0. 0 is in the ones place, and 50 is in the tens place. So during the independent work, you will be looking at numbers and breaking them down into chunks that would be easier to work with. Okay, so up next, for your classwork, I want you to go ahead and look up one famous mathematician or scientist of color and have one contribution to society that you are ready to share. So if we go back to Benjamin, this one. He was an astronomer and a civil rights leader, so he contributed the Almanac series and his journals, which influenced the Declaration of Independence. And for Catherine, she was a NASA mathematician and featured in the movie Hidden Figures. So for you, I want you to look up someone that you find inspiring and one thing that they've done that has helped society a lot. There also are a few friendly number problems that I want you to do on your own. For office hours, when you get together with your teacher, y'all are going to do some introductions, simply get to know each other and get to learn a little bit more about each other. Scholars, you're going to go ahead and share your mathematician of color and the one thing that you looked up about them. And your teacher will also walk through some answers from the independent classwork. Lastly, for homework, you have a getting to know you survey that needs filling out, math vocab that you can write down in your journal, and I want you to play a numbers bond game for about 20 minutes just to practice breaking down numbers into numbers that are easier to manipulate and add back together. All right, folks, that's it for today. I'm looking forward to learning with y'all for the rest of the summer.